In our tradition, we do not hold large yajnas. Brahmins are needed to hold large yajnas, and Brahmins require donations, numerous ritual vessels, and herbs. In general, it's quite an undertaking. But the Siddha tradition is not very inclined toward ritualistic practice. If rituals are performed, they are only small ones. We do homas in the ashram, Lakshmi puja, kavachas, datta stava, small offerings, and all of these are internal practices through contemplation, visualization. If we don't have the opportunity to perform a ritual, we can make it manasika, mentally. Homa means a small yagya, a simple yagya. During a homa, we usually establish a sankalpa, an intention. You can prepare your sankalpa in advance by writing it down. When you write a sankalpa, you first express praise to the refuge tree, to your Ishtadevata, and then you state the sankalpa itself. Then you express concluding praise again and seal it with your mantra. Sealing means that the sankalpa will not dissipate. You need to think carefully about what sankalpa you will write. If you create it with great feeling and concentration and offer it during the ritual, then your sankalpa will be realized sooner or later. We establish sankalpas for the benefit of all humanity, for the benefit of the worldwide Sanatana Dharma community, for the benefit of our own spiritual development, our own realization. If you truly want to progress spiritually, ask the gods to make you a good sadhu, because a person cannot truly progress, evolve, attain samadhi, liberation, or essentially practice. A person is a person. What can you expect? I often say, you can't get anything done with people. People are people. They can't do anything. It's just their nature. They're neither bad nor good. They're just like that. They have their own goals. A person seeks earthly happiness. They don't seek liberation, siddhi, enlightenment. They seek their own interests. Therefore, ask to be made a good sadhu. If you express such a sankalpa, it will definitely come true. Because a sadhu is a different kind of person. They're also human, but they don't seek the earthly. They seek the divine. They seek absolute truth. If you have faith, Shiva will make you a sadhu. If you have faith, Guru will make you a sadhu. And from sadhu to jnani, from sadhu to samadhi, it's just a short step. And jnani means enlightenment, liberation. From jnani to siddha, also just a short step. If you establish a sankalpa to become a great sadhu, do it with great faith, with sincere intention. It will definitely manifest and your destiny will change. The trajectory of your life will move toward becoming a great sadhu. Great, not in the sense of a big ego. I am a great sadhu. That's not a sadhu. A sadhu is very humble. They are not attached to ego, in the sense that they have realized Atmanyana. Our divine self is great, but ego makes us small, limited. How many of you have the courage to ask, Shiva, make me an excellent sadhu, make me a sannyasi? Whoever has the courage will receive it. But often it happens like with that priest who prayed, "Oh Lord, make me completely free from sexual desire, make me completely celibate." An angel appears to him and says, "Very well, I will do this for you." And he replies, "Not now, later." You don't necessarily have to become a monk. You don't have to ask to be made a monk. You can ask to be made a sadhu in the place, in the status in which you are. You can ask to be made a monk internally. You can be a lay person, a householder. This is called karma sannyasa. Many of you already have this status and some can receive such diksha. But inside you still need to be a sannyasi. You need to be a monk, because there is no other possibility. You must think like a monk, see the world as a sannyasi, practice as a sannyasi, have the same values, meanings, goals. Then you can move toward liberation, toward samadhi, accelerate your evolution. This is a serious choice. You must think deeply, where am I going? What is the meaning of my life? What am I seeking in this life? Am I seeking earthly happiness or am I truly seeking enlightenment, seeking divine truth? A deep reevaluation must be made. An Arya is one who seeks not the earthly, but seeks a way to channel divine will. The mission of an Arya in this world is to maintain balance, harmony in the universe through channeling and serving divine will. To channel divine will, you must understand what it is. You must understand that there is divine wisdom, Jnana Shakti, Anugraha, the power of enlightenment, and Sthiti Shakti, the power of harmony, balance, and sustenance. These two powers are very important in our lives. To be an Arya, to be a Sadhu means to know divine truth, to seek divine truth, to clarify what divine will is for the benefit of all living beings. A Sadhu is one who practices not for themselves, lives not for themselves, but for the benefit of all living beings. This includes not only people, but also beings from other worlds, other dimensions, all 14 worlds of the Vedic universe. Gods, saints, Siddhas live in such a way as to channel divine will. They channel not the will of their ego, but divine will. This is normal for all saints and enlightened beings. This is the only meaning of life. There is nothing supernatural about it. This seems supernatural to people. They think, what is divine will? Why channel it? How to channel it? It's better if I channel my own will. If I channel my own will, I'll have money, a good family, high position, power, a palace, a beautiful car, and I'll be happy. But a sadhu doesn't think this way. A sadhu thinks this way. You still won't be happy if you channel your own will, the will of ego. Your will is limited. This is a very narrow meaning of life. A sadhu doesn't seek joy in satisfying their own will, satisfying their senses, because they are not attached to will. Icha Shakti, will, is originally a divine power. It's not interesting for a sadhu to channel the will of a small ego, because the goals and values of ego are very narrow. It desires too little. It cannot think in terms of humanity, the universe. A sadhu tries not to give significance to personal will, the will of ego. Or they try to purify and develop their will so much that it becomes one with divine will, with Icha Shakti. When they begin to channel divine will, they expand the field of their consciousness to the circle of all living beings, not only on the planet, but in space, in other dimensions. They begin to think in terms of deity. They begin to think about asuras, gods, pretas, beings of hell, the upper astral world, patala loka. All beings become the object of their compassion, the object of their love, the object of their attention. Divine will in this world consists in maintaining Rita, harmony, balance of forces in the universe, and in enlightening all of creation. God Vishnu embodies Sthiti Shakti, the power of harmony, balance and sustenance. And Lakshmi is his active energy, active side. A sadhu takes upon themselves the responsibility to care for all living beings, to maintain balance, harmony, equilibrium throughout the entire universe. But when they take this responsibility, they see that their power and wisdom are very limited. To maintain Rita, cosmic order, they themselves must be enlightened, liberated, Jivan Mukta. Then they begin to practice. Then their practice proceeds not at the level of ego, not for themselves, not for the personal I, not for personal enlightenment, but as a result of self-giving, as seva, as service. The other side of divine will is the enlightenment of Prakriti, material will, its purification, awakening from tamas, from slumber, bringing divine harmony into the lowest worlds, to the very lowest worlds, the hells, Patalaloka, Pretas. This power is embodied by Anugraha, the universal power of enlightenment. Therefore, a sadhu is also a channel of Anugraha in the world of people and in other worlds, a channel of this divine blessing, enlightening power. This is the mission of a sadhu. The more such people appear who will attain enlightenment, liberation, the more the surrounding reality will change. It is precisely enlightened, liberated people, sadhus, who must set the tone in the evolution of humanity. Look at what is happening with the world now. Do we see a high level of development? Do we see harmony? Do we see the triumph of pure vision, realization, enlightenment, love, compassion, harmony? On the contrary, we see degradation, sliding into a new dark age, stagnation, crisis, despite the fact that it's already the 21st century. This is because humanity has stopped in its evolution, because it doesn't do tapas. It follows the path of satisfying desires, the path of satisfying ego. This path will never bring people happiness. Sadhus must create a new vector for humanity's evolution, because a sadhu does tapas. They awaken their mind, renounce desires, and channel not the will of ego, but divine will. Then they can point the way for humanity's evolution and direct its development to a higher level.